Planning to launch your own brand? Don't know what colors to choose? We're here to help. Hello world, it's me, Mike Ploger, and I'm back with Visme to take you back to elementary school with a lesson on colors. However, this isn't your first grade art class. No, we're going to dive into how colors affect your professional brand. The colors of your brand and logo are more important than the design itself. Don't believe me? Think of Pepsi or Coca-Cola logos. Could you draw them from memory? Feel free to pause and give it a try. If you can't, can you at least remember their colors? Coke is that famous red and Pepsi is red, blue, and white. Try this with any brand, maybe Harley-Davidson, UPS, or Netflix. Customers recognize colors easier than designs. In this video, I'll take you through a 6-step process for choosing the right colors, share a handful of color combinations from various brands, and even provide a couple tools that can help you maintain brand consistency. Shall we? The most common mistake you can make is sitting down and immediately starting to design. Slow down a little bit. There's some preliminary questions you must ask yourself and answer before doing so. They are, what's the story of your brand? Why did you start the company? What do you solve for your customers? Who are your ideal customers? How does your brand make your customers feel? How would you like them to feel? And in what spaces does your brand exist? Write your answers down on paper. Make a list of at least 3 to 5 words that represent your brand. We'll revisit this shortly. Your answers will nearly choose your brand colors for you. Colors have associations and meanings, and they elicit feelings in viewers. These can even change depending on where you are geographically or the culture that you're a part of. On top of the questions that you ask yourself in step 1, you'll also want to consider if your brand is going to be local or national. If there's colors in your culture that already have meaning, are you targeting a specific gender or going gender neutral? What niche does your brand fit? Tech, food, education being some examples. And of course, if you want your brand to impress, comfort, excite, inspire, or however you want your audience to feel. As you start to think of colors, keep in mind a single color will have different connotations based on the shade or tone of that color. A bright yellow is happy, friendly, and optimistic. Think the classic smiley face. However, a dark, faded yellow is sickening and depressing. Read up on color psychology and marketing over at Visme.com or watch our ultimate guide video to ensure you really have a grasp on a color's meanings. Okay, once you have an idea of some preliminary colors that you like, it's time to create a mood board. Remember those questions that we discussed in step 1? Well, they should be answered in these mood boards. All a mood board is a loose composition of visual assets that match your brand. It's kind of like Pinterest for colors. So take a color that you like and find images that primarily use that color. Not sure where to begin to do that? Visme can help. We have mood board templates. You pick a color, add it to your canvas, and then you can search our image library by typing in a color's name. And why stop there? You need more than just colors. You need images that will resemble the answers that you have. So you can search descriptive words as well to find images that not only fit the color, but that resonate with your brand. Take some time and have fun with this. Don't create just one for a color. Take several colors and build multiple boards. For a 90s kid like me, it's like taking magazine cutouts and gluing them into your journal for inspiration. In order to maintain balance, you'll need more than one color. So it's time to nail down what color you like as a primary color and what color you like as a secondary color. The secondary color can be a neutral color like black or white, but you must have it. Again, think Coke or Netflix using that primary red with that secondary neutral color. Need help choosing? Go back to your mood boards. Pair a couple together to see what you like. Analyze the combined boards and see if they fit with your brand story, or if they don't. As easy as it may be, don't get carried away and start picking out 2 or 3 secondary colors. For our purposes right now, you only need 2 colors, a primary and a secondary. Palette time. There's a program called Adobe Color that we love for this step. You can input your color palette you built, and it'll recommend color palettes based on the colors inside the board. You can also adjust them ever so slightly to industry standard harmonies if you'd like. It's a wonderful tool that can save you so much time, especially if you're slightly indecisive, kind of like I am. And know that you don't have to use this program. We just recommend it. It'll provide hex codes for palettes too, so you're always using the same colors. You're at the finish line, sort of. Like I just said, it's time to commit and make a decision. Save those color palettes you got from Adobe Color and share them with your friends, your family, colleagues. What do they think? Peer feedback can help you see clearly if you got lost along the way. Then make sure you're taking note of the hex codes so you can add them to your Visme brand kit later on. You know how hard it is to match an exact color? Extremely. This saves you from that pain. Another note, if you'd like, you can create a secondary color palette as well. You can follow the same process I just mentioned, or simply grab one of the colors from the primary palette to use a secondary color. It's completely up to you. Now that you know how to start your own process, let's look into some of the most recognizable brands and their color combinations. Have you ever heard the term Coca-Cola Red? Their brand is so powerful and recognizable that the regular red color has become iconic. The MasterCard Red, Orange, and Yellow have a place in branding history books. Consider the guidelines for using them. The hex codes remain the same over time, and the more people have interacted with the brand, grayscale logos are still recognizable. When you think of LinkedIn's logo, you immediately think blue. But what LinkedIn has done that you may not be aware of is their secondary color palette. It's a handful of colors you can pair the LinkedIn blue with, and they're inviting in nature. IBM is another famously blue company. Their guidelines even say blue at the core. Blue is associated with tranquility and calmness, which is what IBM strives for. Their supporting palettes are a variety of shades of blue between white and black. The Adobe design itself is white, but it's surrounded by a bright red background for its full logo. If you look at the Adobe Creative Cloud, you see some of that red as well as other colors signifying the various Adobe products. The Swiss furniture giant IKEA has built one of the most recognizable color pairings in the world. The yellow and blue create a powerful contrast. You know a reusable IKEA bag when you see one due to their distinct color. Are you still watching? Yes, Netflix, I am. The media platform loves to remind us when we've done nothing but watch TV all day long. And over the years, they've built a very recognizable brand. It's another red, and here it's paired with black, but throughout their application, you'll see shades of red everywhere. Back to blue. PayPal uses a primary blue, a secondary palette consisting of grays, and then even uses a tertiary palette consisting of rich, contrasting colors. You don't see tertiary colors often, but PayPal uses them well. And as I've mentioned already, perhaps the king of them all, Coca-Cola is the original red. When people think of red brands, this is likely it. Some may think Target or Netflix, but Coca-Cola has used the color brilliantly in their platforms, ads, and social spaces. Before we wrap up, I did want to recommend a few tools you can use to get started building your color palettes right away. The first is, of course, Visme. On our website, you can create mood boards, design logos, upload your own fonts, utilize reusable templates, create a brand kit, and there's so much more. It is extremely user-friendly and makes you feel like a pro. Take 5 minutes to explore it yourself. Just go to visme.com to get started. If you don't like us, well, we can't be friends, obviously. Just kidding. Everybody has their individual preferences, and we understand that. Another tool that could help is Tailor Brands. This company will ask you a series of questions, then build a logo for you. They'll even create merchandise mock-ups after you've customized the logo to your liking. It's pretty neat stuff. InVision goes a little bit further. They have design systems to help maintain a strong brand presence on various visual assets, including websites and apps. It's very easy to maintain your brand identity with colors, fonts, sizes, and more. A lot of the same things you can do with Visme's Brand Kit. And if none of those work, my last recommendation is Relay That. This takes your brand image and, through the use of AI, creates thousands of other images. Rather than design a post for Facebook, then Instagram stories, then Instagram feed, and then Twitter, Relay That creates the proper layouts for you. It can be a huge time saver. So guess what? Now it's time for you to get to work. Again, I recommend getting started with Visme. If you're hesitant and don't know where to begin, Visme has professionally designed templates to help you get started and spark some inspiration. You can then customize those templates to match your colors and fonts perfectly. It's all waiting for you over at Visme.com. Please don't hesitate to like this video if we helped you in any way, shape, or form. And if you're intrigued with what you've learned today, our channel probably has more for you to check out. Check it and subscribe and let us know what you think. We'll be back with another video very soon. Until then, I'm Mike Ploger with Visme, helping you make information beautiful.